I'm delighted to get the opportunity to speak on this very important issue here this evening, and I'm totally opposed to the scheme because the clear sense is that it is radically distorting the private rental market. It is essentially a form of preferential treatment that is not available to other renters in other categories, and it is divisive, and that's the problem with this whole scheme. We know from the scheme's launch in July 2022 to the 3rd of March 2025 that approximately €256 million has issued to over 22,600 hosts in respect of hosting almost 5,300 temporary protection beneficiaries. As of the 3rd of March 2025, there are almost 20,000 active claims in payment in respect of hosting almost 37,000 temporary protection beneficiaries from Ukraine. And now that the ceasefires are in place and that a peace deal looks increasingly likely for Ukraine, I think it is time that we start actively encouraging Ukrainian residents who can return home to return home. We have a housing emergency, as everybody knows, and we need those rooms for our own rental market. I also want to highlight that in terms of the contribution to accommodation, it is absolutely shameful that fully employed or self-employed IPAS applicants are not being asked to contribute 1 single cent towards the costs of their accommodation. I discovered this through a series of parliamentary questions last year, and it was confirmed to me yet again in a recent follow-up question. Why is this level of double standards being allowed to persist? Those on the Housing Assistance Programme here, HAP, the Housing Assistance Payment, I should say, who work have to contribute towards the costs of their accommodation. So why is the same not applied to the IPAS applicants? It's very unfair, and I've had so many people on the Housing Assistance Payment who are working part-time, who are doing their best, who have young families, and yet they're asked to contribute, which they do, willingly and wholeheartedly, but yet they're looking at the situation where the IPAS applicants are not asked to contribute 1 single cent. It is wrong, fundamentally wrong, and it's something that has to be changed quickly because it is creating a lot of anger, frustration and indeed division. So I would ask government to change that, because it is also blatant discrimination and unfairness towards our own people here who are desperately trying to work. I mean, I've seen many parents working part-time, trying to keep their children in school or in college, doing their level best, and yet they're contributing towards their accommodation, which is only right and fair. But they see others in the IPAS system who aren't contributing 1 cent. So it's totally unfair, and I'd ask for a change there, please.